What happens when Kingsley, a humble yet strong-willed Gateman, crosses paths with Adaora, a powerful and elegant CEO? Their worlds collide in the most unexpected way. Will Adaora risk everything for love? Will Kingsley prove that love sees no class? Will their hearts survive the battles of society? Like, share, and subscribe for more romantic stories. What would you do if love found you in the most unexpected place? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Turn on notifications for more heart-touching love stories. Kingsley had always been invisible. Every morning, he stood at the massive gate, watching as the rich and powerful walked past him, barely sparing him a glance. But there was one person he could never stop looking at, Madame Adaora. She was everything he wasn't. Powerful, elegant, untouchable. Yet fate had a way of bending the rules. That evening, the sky was dark, and the rain poured relentlessly. The office was nearly empty except for Adaora, trapped in frustration as her car refused to start. She slammed the door and sighed. Kingsley had watched from a distance, debating with himself. Then, before he could think twice, he stepped forward. "Madam, let me help," he said, his voice firm yet gentle. She hesitated, then nodded. He opened the hood, rain soaking his shirt, and within moments the car roared back to life. Adaora exhaled, relieved. "Kingsley, thank you." It was the first time she said his name, and for some reason, it sent a shiver down his spine. That night, as she drove off, she glanced in the rearview mirror, watching him disappear in the rain. Something had changed. Days passed, then weeks. But now, when Adaora arrived at the office, she noticed Kingsley more. His strong hands, the way his smile lingered, the quiet intelligence in his eyes. And he was already hopelessly drawn to her. One evening, as she walked toward her car, he stopped her, his hands nervously clutching something. "I got this for you," he said, revealing a simple woven bracelet. She stared at it, touched beyond words. No man had ever given her something so simple, yet so meaningful. Slowly, she slipped it onto her wrist. "It's beautiful, Kingsley," she whispered, her fingers brushing against his. A spark, a lingering touch, a silent prose. The air was thick with tension. That night, as she left the office, the rain returned, making the pavement slick. She took a step and slipped. But before she could hit the ground, strong arms caught her. She gasped, looking up, straight into Kingsley's deep, searching eyes. The world around them blurred. Rain dripped from his face, his breath warm against her skin. Neither moved, neither spoke. Then, slowly, he reached up, brushing a strand of wet hair from her face. His fingers lingered, tracing the side of her cheek. "Adaora." His voice was hoarse, filled with something raw. She shivered, not from the cold, but from him. And then, as if drawn by an invisible force, he leaned in, gently, slowly, giving her time to pull away. But she didn't. Their lips met, soft at first, then deeper, more desperate. The rain poured, drenching them, but they didn't care. In that moment, the world faded. No CEO, no Gateman, no rules, just them. When they finally broke apart, breathless, he held her close. "Tell me this isn't a mistake," he whispered. Adaora touched his face, her eyes shining. The only mistake would be pretending this isn't real. And with that, she pulled him in for another kiss, one that sealed their fate forever.